What's your reaction on having retained the Ashes?
Yeah, it's huge. I think there's a lot of excitement within the group to do it in that fashion. It was a pretty good game in the end, all round, I thought, both bat and ball and in the field. So to be able to do it in that fashion was pretty special. But, there's still points on offer in this series, so we'll be looking to the next game pretty quickly, I reckon.
Is a whitewash the goal now? Do you sort of shift focus?
I don't know if we'll look that far ahead, but I think certainly take stock tonight and enjoy that win. That was a pretty special win after some great performances in the ODIs, and then trying to play our way a little bit more in T20 cricket and put a marker out there. So we'll try and celebrate that win and then worry about Canberra tomorrow.
Beth, there were a couple of big outs shortly before the game. Was it at all unsettling? I know injuries happen, but to lose Alyssa and Ash, was that unsettling heading into the game?
It's happened a little bit to us in recent times, hasn't it? So I think we're a well-oiled machine when this happens. These things come up a little bit in high-performance sports. So thankfully we've got a great Triple SM crew that look after our players really well, great support staff and a great group of players that put our arms around each other. So whilst it's disappointing, obviously, for Ash and Midge tonight, I thought Georgia Vole played exceptionally well at the top of the order. Kim Garth hasn't played a T20 for a little while and took 2 key wickets early in the game, and obviously Alana King was back in the T20 side. So it probably was a great showcase of our depth in the end.
How is Alyssa? It's obviously been a frustrating few months for her with various injuries. How is she knowing that there is a question mark now over the rest of this series for her?
Well, as you can imagine, she's pretty flat. She doesn't want to miss any games for Australia, and unfortunately for her, she's missed a few in the last few months. And, as I said, we'll put our arm around her, wait and see what the Triple SM staff say and what the prognosis is. But certainly she's a key member of our playing group, both on and off the field, and we know what impact she can have to the outcome of the results on field. So we'll be keeping a close eye on making sure she's okay mentally, but also doing all the right things with Triple SM as well.
Beth, would you feel comfortable keeping the Test match if you were required to do so, and how much experience do you have keeping it long format cricket?
Not heaps, to be honest. I don't think I'll be able to walk after if I have to keep, but certainly we're pretty lucky in the Australian team where we've got lots of players that can step into different roles, and obviously there's some good players outside of this group that could play a role if required. So we'll wait and see what the prognosis is with Elisa first and foremost, and go from there. But obviously when she's been out, I've been able to step into that role and got some good feedback along the way. So I'm just happy to do what's required of the team, and if we get to the Test and that's the case, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Beth, can you kind of take us into some of the work that this team's done on their fielding over the last sort of little period, I guess, because it's felt like a real point of difference in this series probably compared to England. Like, how much time is dedicated to just working on little bits and pieces when it comes to their work in the field?
Yeah, well, we've just appointed a specialist fielding coach in the group, so that's probably a good start. I think having Gavin Twining on board has made a real difference, where he can solely focus on making sure fielders are in the right positions. There's an opportunity for players to be quite specific at training and making sure they're honing their skills in the position they're going to be in the field. So that's probably number one. Number two, I think it's an attitude thing. I think, you see the athleticism of all of our girls in the field. They throw the ball in hard to the keeper or the bowler. They throw their bodies around. They catch everything that goes up in the air, or at least make a real conscious effort to go for things. And I think that comes down to attitude. So we're really lucky that there's a great drive within the group to perform and get better and keep, I guess, pushing the boundaries out there on what we can achieve.
And you mentioned before the fact that there's still points in offer with this series. Was that something that was spoken about before this game, and all the fact that, okay, even if we win, even if we retain the Ashes, that we know the job's kind of not done, kind of sparked on what happened last series in England, that you don't want this to be finishing 8 or in any chance?
I don't think it was a conscious thing that got said. I think it's just my perspective of the series and where it's at. I think you look at each game in isolation and get the points that are on offer, and hopefully the conversation in the dressing room is we've got to play on Thursday like we're on no points and it's the start of the series. So this group's hungry to keep getting better. as I mentioned. And I think the really important thing is that we've got the personnel that can, as I said, keep pushing the boundaries.
Just on your innings, Beth, how pleased with it were you? And then what were you thinking of a total? Do you think what you guys got was slightly above par or about par?
Yeah, obviously it's always nice to score some runs. I think T20 can be a pretty lonely place at times as a batter if you're not feeling like you're doing your job for the team or things are going your way. So it was obviously nice for me to score some runs. It was really nice to see T-Mac at the other end have that partnership with me and score runs as freely as she did. I think she's unlocked her game again, which has been really nice. So I think in the context of the game, you know, at the start of the day we would have taken 200. We probably let 220 slip, but you know, at the halfway mark, if you've got 199 on the board, I think if you're quietly confident if your bowlers can do the job.
Yeah, slight reshuffle in the order with Phoebe's up to 3. What's been the thinking behind her and Belzy going in slightly earlier?
Yeah, I think Phoebe's shown in the 2 years she's been in the Australian team now that she can have a real impact on the game in the T20 format. She hits to funky areas and makes the bowlers and the opposition captain really think about what fields they're going to set. So I think from our point of view, it's just being able to inject her into the game as early as possible and know that she's going to create some headaches for the opposition and then allow everyone around her to score quite freely. So I guess that was the thinking. And Belzy's obviously had a pretty good 12 to 18 months, both with bat and ball. So, you know, it's really nice to see her getting that opportunity at number 5.
You had a view from behind the stumps tonight of how well they're coming out for Alana. At the moment, you obviously saw in the ODIs as well. Just what's going so well for her at the moment?
Oh, I think knowing Kingy, she just loves being in the contest. And at the moment, it just looks like she's going to take a wicket every ball. So I think she jumps higher when it's nearly a wicket than when she gets one, to be fair. So, yeah, I think she's competitive. She wants to take the game on. And those are the players that you want in your team. You throw them the ball in that situation. I think she went for 1 wicket, no runs and 2 leg byes in that 5th over, which probably changed the momentum of the game pretty significantly in our favour and took obviously the key wicket of Nat Siva, Brunt.
Beth, just back on the injured players, is Ash going up and walking about? How does she look?
Yeah, I think from all reports she's looking all right. Obviously there's a couple of days now between this game in Canberra, so we'll have an opportunity to reassess with her and look at how she's feeling. I'd say it was pretty precautionary just with what's ahead in the rest of the series with 2 more T20s in the test match. So I think she's obviously disappointed she didn't play tonight, but looking long term, I think there's some big games to come.
Long way to go in the series, but do you think Australia can whitewash it?
Oh, I don't love putting statements like that out there. I think the cricket karma gods will probably go against me, but let's just get it to 10-0 and we'll talk about that again.
It looked pretty chaotic in this fielding. What was it like batting too? Did you sense chaos batting out?
Not particularly. I think when you're in the game, certainly from my point of view, I'm just worrying about what I'm doing and how I can help my partner at the other end. I think, you know, T20 can be a bit frantic generally. I can't comment on what it's like in their dressing room or what it's like out in the field for them or in their huddle, but from our point of view, it was just really nice as a batting group to be so calm and clear in what we wanted to execute out in the middle.
But generally, are you surprised at how poor England have been?
They're your words, they're not mine.